Grandfather.
Hey boys and girls, I hope you're doing all right today. I'm going to read you a little bit from All Kinds of Animals, one of our Abeka books. And this is to get you ready for your next writing assignment. Your next writing assignment is not going to be hard to do, I don't think. You're basically going to use information you already know. And you're going to use page 193 in your handwriting book. So you'll have to skip through a bunch of pages, get your parents to pull this one out, page 193, and you're going to do your writing assignment on this page, and it says to write a story about a puppy at the top. So you can write a story about a puppy. On this side you have a title, and you see some dog pictures, and then here you're going to put your name because you are the author. So it says by Miss Dotson or by whoever. So you're going to write your name there. So that's on one side of the page. And then the other side, write about the puppy. Now, you do not have to write about a puppy. If you know more about cats, you can change that word puppy to kitten. You can change that word puppy to
Parrot.
baby elephant.
Parrot.
You can change that word puppy to parrot.
Parrot.
You can change that word puppy to foal, a baby horse. You can choose whatever animal you want. Now, it does have dog pictures on it, so you can't change that there's dog pictures. But if you don't want, or if you don't feel like you have enough knowledge about puppies, just scratch right through that and write the animal you choose, okay? And you should fill up most of this page with information about this, whatever animal it is you decide to write about. So you're going to try to fill up the page. That means you're probably writing 5 or 6 good sentences. And I'm going to read to you a little bit about pets. It might give you some ideas of what to write about. We read the book Humphrey this year, and that was about a hamster. So maybe you want to tell about a hamster. Maybe you learned something by reading those books. You can choose any animal you want. It doesn't even have to be a pet. It could be just an animal you like.
A bobcat.
But I think it'd be better to probably pick something that you know something about, because it'll be a little bit easier for you. If you want to research the animal and find out more about an animal and pick an animal you just like or that you want to learn more about, you can do that too. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to read a little bit about pets from our book. It says, almost every boy or girl would like to have a pet. Pets come in many sizes, colors, and shapes. A new pet is very exciting, but you and your family will need to think about some important things before you decide to get a pet. Who will help care for your pet? Because caring for a pet is an important responsibility. If you choose a large pet or a small pet, you will still need help from your parents sometimes. Your mom, dad, or even brother or sister may help you. But remember, your pet still needs your special care and love. How do you decide which pet is best for your family? Some pets are good for families with older children, and some pets are better for families with younger children. If you have a small brother or sister, you'd want to have a pet that they can't accidentally harm. Some animals that are too little could get squished, real easily. And little kids don't always know that they're squishing them when they do. So things like that are things you have to take into consideration. Where will your pet live? It will need a good place to eat, a good place to sleep, exercise. Think about where you live. Big animals like large dogs need more space. They need more running time and more exercise. Sometimes small pets, like some puppies, grow fast and become big quickly. If you live in a small house or an apartment, a small dog might be better for you. Cats, fish, and birds are also good pets for smaller homes. Will you be trustworthy? That's a very, very important word. To be trustworthy is a big deal. Having a pet is a special responsibility that can last many, many years. Your pet will need you not only to clean and feed him, but also to love him or her. He will depend on you to care for him just as you depend on your parents to care for you. Pets are well cared for and loved and often become special friends. God has created so many different creatures. Sometimes it's hard to pick a pet, but he does tell us that we have dominion tells us that we have dominion over the animals, which means we're responsible to care for them. And even if they're not a pet and they're just wild animals or animals in a zoo or animals in the ocean, we are responsible because God has given us dominion over them, which means we have the responsibility to take care of animals, no matter what kind of animal they are. So there's so many different creatures out there, so many different animals that you could potentially have as a pet, or that you can just enjoy. Maybe your neighbor has pets that you can enjoy. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. And that's from Proverbs 12, verse 10. For puppies, did you know puppies have a habitat? They do. Their habitat is to live in homes or yards, and they're cared for by people. There are wild dogs also. And wild dogs tend to find a den or something like a coyote or a wolf. Those are considered wild dogs. There can also be dogs that used to be people's pets that have been turned loose that become wild and just kind of scavenge around for their food and things because nobody's taking care of them. Puppies will love you, they'll protect you, they'll lick you and be your best friend. A dog can be a loyal friend that even seems to understand how his master feels a lot of times. A dog whose master's sad usually acts sad, but a dog whose master's happy or excited will often wiggle all over with delight. Here's one of our little doggies. And when he gets excited, he doesn't just shake his tail, he wiggles his whole butt. It's like, whoop, 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 whoop. I mean, it goes everywhere. He gets so happy, sometimes, especially if he thinks he's going to get food from the dinner plate.
And sometimes he prays with us.
He does pray with us. We hold hands at the dinner table, and he'll put his hands right up on ours, on the very edge of the table. He'll get somebody's arm usually, and he'll put his hands right on top, and he waits. And when we're done, he gets down. I really think he's praying with us.
But he doesn't close his eyes.
Yeah, he doesn't close his eyes. Your family may decide to choose a puppy. Maybe you can't have a puppy. Maybe you can have a cat instead. Maybe you can't have a cat. Maybe you're allergic. Luke's allergic to cats.
And I have cats.
And we have barn cats. We have outside cats that were strays that come. We've taken all of them to the vet and everything. We catch them in traps because they're kind of wild. They're called feral cats. And they live outside in our barn. And he's allergic, so we don't have him in the house.
And they catch mice and stuff.
So your family may decide to get a puppy and bring it home, and that's a very exciting day. But it also means there's a lot of work ahead, like potty training. Potty training takes a lot of time. It's a lot of work, and if it's cold outside, it's not fun. So before you bring him home, you'd have to have a bed or a place for your puppy to sleep. A lot of people use crates for their puppies to sleep in. They'd have to eat and sleep. You'd have to feed them and water them every day. Brush them, rub them, give them baths when they need it, give them companionship and friendship, and teach them how to behave. Just like your mom and teachers try to teach you how to behave, puppies have to be trained so they can learn what's right and what's wrong for a puppy. So maybe you have no interest in a puppy, and you would rather have something like this. Look at that little kitten sitting on the cat. That's so cute. Cats' habitats, they live in homes and yards, and they're cared for by people. But there's a lot of stray cats, and they too wander around, and like I just explained, they can be wild. Sometimes kittens are born in the wild, and they become wild, and they're considered feral cats. That's a word for them, feral. That means wild. They don't have an owner. No one's taking care of them. So kittens, when they're born, their eyes are closed, and they're really small. You have to be very careful with them. Usually, like when a mama cat has cats, sometimes they can have just one, but they can also have up to 9 or 10 or even 11 kittens at one time. And that's called a litter of kittens. As soon as a kitten's born, they need like soft rags or cloth or heating pad, things to keep warm, and they need to stay with their mom. They eat about 4 small meals a day, and Here's some eating some milk from their mama. Drinking some milk. Now if, oh, and there's one right there where his eyes are still closed because he's a newborn. I'm trying to see the pictures. When kittens are about a week old, they purr for the very first time. Not too long after that, they open their eyes. They can't see far. They can see their mother, and they're happy. When they are 3 weeks old, they start walking around on very shaky legs, and at 4 weeks, they begin to play with each other. Here's some kittens playing. Kittens love to play games. They like to smack at sticks or pieces of straw or hay or string. They like to chase string or little feathers. Some of them like to pat balls or get little catnip mice. Catnip is a plant that grows, and cats love catnip. So they do lots of different things. They give themselves a bath with their tongue. Here's a picture of that. And their tongue's kind of rough, like sandpaper. If you've ever felt a cat's tongue, it feels sort of like sandpaper. They're very clean pets. They always wash themselves, and they rarely need a bath. Unless they got in something like oil or something by mistake. They usually don't need baths. They give themselves baths all the time.
Or if they rolled around in
and
cat litter.
And they love to play. So cats also grow very quickly. Catching small animals is one thing cats like to do. Like our barn cats, they like to catch mice and moles and little things that are out in the fields. In the wild, big cats like lions and tigers have to catch their food. Learning to stalk and pounce and kill other animals, in this case cats would kill small animals, maybe even sometimes birds. They have that instinct. God gave them that instinct so that they know to hunt. They know how to catch their food. So often farmers are happy to have cats live in their barns because they catch mice and eat the mice that can cause or spread disease, or that eat their animals' foods. A lot of times, cats, you gotta think about this, if they're outside, they might catch something and bring it to you. And they usually lay it like at the front door or something, like it's a gift. And I really do think they're trying to give you a present. So cats are interesting animals. And some cats act like dogs, and some cats, and they want to be with people all the time, they're real friendly. And some cats are real what they call aloof, and they stay away, and they like to be alone, and they don't really like to be messed with. And some cats are very scared, which is probably where the word scaredy cat came from, when they see somebody new or whatever, they just run off and hide. Guinea pigs might be another option of something you want to write about. So guinea pigs are small animals that live in cages. You'd have to have a cage you could have a guinea pig in an apartment. You'd have to have a cage for it, and you'd have to clean it a lot because they get stinky quick. Same thing with hamsters. So they're kind of similar to Humphrey, but they're bigger in size. So guinea pigs have pointed whiskered faces. They scurry along on short legs and little feet. They have short tails. They're so short that even their short hair hides their tails. Some guinea pigs have very long hair, but most have short hair. A long-haired guinea pig has to be groomed every day. Short-haired guinea pigs are easier to take care of. There's a long-haired one. And they make kind of squeaky little honking noises. That's probably why they're called pigs. They have like this kind of grunt that they make like a pig does. Most guinea pigs are gray, black, or reddish brown. They usually have patches of white hair too. Baby guinea pigs are very cute. They're born with their hair and their eyes open, which is kind of cool because other mice or what's considered rodents are not born with hair. They're born with no hair, kind of like a baby bird, and their eyes are closed. Guinea pigs eat lettuce leaves, carrots, green tops of beets that people like to throw out, hay and grains. They like the right kind of vitamins. They need fresh water every day. All of these animals need fresh water every day. Guinea pigs get fed twice a day, and then you're supposed to clean the cage twice a week. Twice a week, so it's a big job. They're easy to take care of, but that cage cleaning can get
PU
aggravating.
and PUE.
So that's just a couple of ideas of some pets. Maybe your pet's a rabbit. Maybe your pet's a lizard. Maybe you don't want to talk about a pet at all and you want to write about a fox or a hawk or a chinchilla or a
Kangaroo rat.
horse or a raccoon.
Kangaroo rat.
So it's your choice. You choose the animal. Use page 193. Write it in cursive. Do puppy or change that word to something else. And do your very best. This week is our last week doing our science book. We're going to finish that up. And I believe it's the last week in our spelling book too. So we're getting close to the end of the year. Work is going to start to wind down some, but we do still have some things to go. And we're going to keep on working in math and in phonics. So as soon as science and spelling stop, we still have math and we still have phonics that we're going to do for the next few weeks. All right. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you enjoy writing about the animal of your choice. Love you guys and have a fantastic day. Bye.